because from the hair we poop. Everybody try to make African hair. So well, we try to make African clothes. Everything, not just food, everything. Speak African languages, like everything. Have sex
What's
with
gonna be the
African men.
universal African
Uh,
language?
you say what now?
I said, what's gonna be the universal African language we all gonna speak?
Swahili. That's
We
the
all gonna
official
speak
African
Swahili.
Union language. The official African Union language. Bronx people, the black people in the Bronx, is gonna be most especially gonna be African, and then the Latinos, the minorities. This the two minorities over in Bronx. Yeah, Latinos and Africans, and maybe some Caribbeans. You understand? That's what I'm saying. The majority black people in New York is gonna be African. That's what I'm telling you. So New York is gonna be fully African. That even Detroit too.
Oh,
We
okay,
coming
okay.
over
So
there.
can you explain to the people when you say
Yeah.
African gonna be an African state? Can you explain to that? Do you are you talking population wise, or are you talking that?
Population, culture,
Oh, okay,
influence.
okay, yeah. No, nobody's worried about that. We when
Okay,
you say
okay,
African
yeah. So
state,
that's what I'm trying to
yeah,
explain. Like,
nobody's worried about that.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain. So, population, culture, influence, politics. Like I told you, Minnesota, that's fully African. Like, there's no doubt. Yeah, speak African language, eat African food, dress like
Oh, ain't
African.
nobody. No. America's
Ain't
not gonna
nobody
push
eating
nobody
that.
to talk that motherfucking goo got the walk
We're
the
going
dog.
to, we're going to, we
No,
don't need
hell
America to do
no.
that for us.
Hell
We
no.
will do that part.
They
Yeah,
definitely ain't gonna have
we will do
citizens.
that part.
The United States is
We,
not gonna have their citizens running around speaking no goddamn Swahili, nigga.
we gonna do that. We're gonna
You
do it.
can you might do that in your
Man,
own
don't mind about
community.
the USA.
In your
Don't mind about the
African
USA.
neighborhood, y'all might
It's
speak
us. We gonna do
Swahili,
that.
but your
We
ass
gonna do
ain't
that.
going out on the road with no
Ain't
motherfucking
We
gonna
police
gonna
do
do
that
that.
officers
shit.
speaking no
We are
goddamn
going to do that right
Swahili,
there.
nigga.
Trump is
You
not gonna
you
go
go out there,
I
motherfucker,
promise you.
speaking Swahili to them
just
goddamn white
talking.
officers. They gonna bust your
I
ass
promise
in the
you.
head.
We gonna do
They
that.
gonna bust y'all in the motherfucking head to the white meat. You go out there speaking
They
some
gonna
And
deport
the
Swahili
y'all
to them
motherfuckers so
motherfucking
fast.
cops,
white people are
nigga.
the first
Yeah,
people
you go
that
out
gonna
there
learn
bitch
the
speaking
Swahili
Swahili
language
if you
before
want to.
anybody. I'm
You
telling
better
you,
speak that shit in your
the
house.
white people gonna be the first people to learn the Swahili language. They over here
Yeah,
come in
okay.
Africa learn the Swahili language anyway. They're
Yeah.
implementing Swahili
I
languages
can
on most
promise
on
you
the
these
colleges.
racist
You go
motherfuckers
on the
ain't gonna have
colleges.
nobody running around speaking
I know you
Swahili.
never been to colleges. Most of
What
the
would be
colleges
the
right
point
now
of
they're
speaking
implementing Swahili
Swahili?
language. I'm telling you, most of the
Yeah,
colleges
you
right
ain't
now
telling
they're
that. We'll
implementing
see it when
Swahili
we'll believe
language.
it when we see it.
Yeah,
Cause
I'm
y'all
telling you, it's
motherfuckers
coming.
ain't going
It's
out there
coming.
speaking no
That's what I'm trying to
Wait,
Swahili.
explain
wait,
to you.
but I came
That's what
in
I'm
on
trying to
the
explain
wrong
to you.
part because he was saying something
Swahili
about the
language is
state.
going to be compulsory, just like Spanish
This
was
nigga
when you was in
dreaming,
high
y'all.
school. They were same way
Yeah.
you were taking Spanish
This nigga
classes
up here
in high
dreaming.
school.
This
Swahili is
nigga
going to be
like
The
Martin
Russians
Luther
compulsory.
ain't
King.
going
I
for
have a
the state. Do
dream.
they plan on taking
Yeah,
over?
we coming fully force. Listen, we start with Minnesota. Minnesota is fully African from culture, influence, dressing, everything, politics. Most of the politicians in Minnesota fully
Fully
African. We have
African my
uh,
ass. That motherfucking place ain't fully
African
African.
mayor,
I mean, y'all
African
got a lot
Nigga,
of
ain't nobody
I
worried
get that,
about
but
no
y'all ain't fully
Minnesota.
African.
whatever. Man,
That
you sit
rural
over
ass.
there.
So we were able to hear that foolishness, right? And he wanted to say that Minnesota is just fully African, right? You know, the one thing I love about looking at stuff is that you can happen to look things up. And again, I'm not sure where this African came from, but the nonsense that he was speaking is just that nonsense, right? So this is what we're going to do. Let me do a screen share real quick, right? So we are looking currently at the data United States of America, Minnesota, or Data USA, Minnesota, right? So this is the website that I went directly to. Minnesota State gives you all of that great information directly up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll directly down. Look at the demographics here. Largest three ethnic groups in Minnesota: white at 4.38 million, black or African American 384K. Asian, right? 287K. I'm just trying to figure out what's even happening here. It's a little bit diabolical because, you know, if we look directly at the global diversity when it deals with Minnesota, right? You got Mexico you got 58,764 peoples there. Peoples from Somalia, 36,253. And then you got India, 31,836. So if we look directly at this number here, yeah, I don't see where it's an African takeover. Like, what world do you live in where you think that you're about to come from a third world and you're coming to the United States and you're about to take over the United States? You can't even take over the lands in your own country from your own people, from your own government, from foreign governments, and you think you got the wherewithal to have African Americans. Yeah, we're going to be speaking Swahili. Huh? and then hold on, and it gets better. Then you were like, yeah, we're going to have white folks are going to be the first ones. You can't even battle the white folks that colonized you from Europe. And you then on top of that, you can't even fight the Asians. The Chinaman. You can't even fight him on your own land when he's stealing your resources. He's sitting up there whipping and beating you like they bringing slavery back. It is diabolical work directly out here. There are a multitude of groups over there that are not even Black American that you can't even beat and get directly out of your lands and your countries. And you think for 1 second that anybody in these United States, white or Black American, is going to allow you to come directly in here and start switching. Woo! That's crazy. Ooh, that's diabolical. Wow. You really think that you think that you're him and you're not. That's diabolical. You're not that guy, buddy. You're not that guy. And then I also want to sit up there and let people know, like the great woman in the video said from the audio, we don't care about Minnesota. Who Minnesota? What? Like who cares about Minnesota? Like, you acting like you taking something over, and then you had the nerve, you had the audacity, like I said, born and raised in Detroit. You got the audacity and nerve to sit up there and say that you taking over Detroit. What? You've lost your immigrant mind. Go back home. Go back home. Call ICE. Call ICE on these Africans. Get them out of here. Pack them up. Pack them up. Y'all overextended your stay. Them visas need to get revoked. Like I said, I will happily sit up there and pay for whatever flight that you need in order to go right back. We could get a collection plate real quick because, like I said, I am native. I am from here. Born and raised. Generationally, something that Africans cannot claim. You are native to Africa. You come directly. Your place of origin is Africa. Is that? Like I said, I don't got no time for that. I don't got no type of time for that type of nonsense right there. Like I said, this is why whenever y'all happen to see me do videos and I'm talking about Africans, this is the main reason why I sit up there and say the things that I do, because y'all have no couth about yourself. Like, y'all are vastly disrespectful. Like I said, we laid the ground that you guys walk on at this moment in time. Y'all didn't build nothing here. Y'all didn't do nothing here. And through all the things that Black Americans have set up there and done, you guys now want to come directly over and y'all want to try to take over the throne. Y'all want to try to take charge of all of the history. It's like, but you got to understand, like, realistically how it is that y'all are able, you Black Americans can do this is because, you know, you guys are African. Your ancestors, right? Y'all want to keep doing that when originally y'all ain't never wanted us to be a part of you from the very beginning, right? So if we go out of Africa theory, again, proof of which y'all never wanted us to be a part of y'all from the beginning. So why is it that now you want to leave your third world country when you can't even fix it yourself, right? The UN can't even fix it. The European nations can't even fix it. It's consistently destabilized because you don't know what to do with your own stuff there. Now you want to come over here and act like you on it. You on one. Okay. You about to be on one, and there's going to be a plane right back. That's what it's going to be. You're gonna be sitting up there scraping and scrambling, scrambling and scraping. That's what you're gonna be doing. Some crazy work out here. That is diabolical. Talking about you about to sit up there and take over. Take over what? You can't even take over your own homes. What? Take back. If you want to take over anything, let's see you take back South Africa. Let's say you do that. Do that. Since you want to sit up there and talk high and mighty, take that, because last time I checked, a lot of Africans were displaced in South Africa by way of Europeans. And y'all still ain't take that back. All of y'all land. The smallest minority there who are Europeans have the greater majority of the land shares. How does that work? How does somebody that is not native to a place own the majority of the land there and then got the natives working there for pennies? Huh? But you talking about you about to come as an African and you about to sit up there and take over America. Okay. Woo! That's diabolical. That is diabolical. Ooh, boy, y'all full of it. Matter of fact, since we're on this whole thing dealing with Africans at this moment in time, let me sit up there and also put this story directly up there. I think I was supposed to do this in a single format. I probably forgot about it, so I'm going to add it directly to this live stream. This man that you see directly right in front of you is African. If you technically look at him, right, because normally people will sit up there and say, the hairline. Pretty much his hairline is straight. It's good. Right. It might be, a little bit, crooked somewhere, but, sit up there and give him a nice haircut. It's good. Right. But this is an African man. You know what this African man did? He decided to commit a crime. But you know what a lot of people out there on social media are going to sit up there and say, look at these black men. But this man is African. He's an immigrant. He committed a crime. So let's just listen to this, right?
Charged with assault and kidnapping. In 2019, he was on probation for smuggling people across the border illegally. In 2021, Gabla was convicted for assaulting a 16-year-old coworker with autism. We've also learned that Abel Gabla was released from jail just 10 days ago after 40 probation violations over the last 3 years. Now, County Attorney Rachel Mitchell.
Woo! That's diabolical. Let me see if I can go back and get his name real quick. Let me see, because that is not a Black American name. Let me tell you something. Let me go back.
A worker with autism. We've also learned that Abel
Gabal, whatever it is, it's African in origin. Africans, come get your guy. Obviously, this grown man likes he likes minors, clearly. And minors that can't think for themselves, clearly. Come get your guy. This don't have nothing to do with Black American men, but you're going to have those out there that are going to sit up there and put him in the bucket with Black American men. This is why delineation is a necessity, because we already got too many problems as it is directly in the Black community. We don't need more people adding directly to the mix. This is what I'm talking about. Africans, come get your guy. Come get your guy. Send him back home. We know why it is that you send a lot of your folks directly up here, because they're delinquents, they're ne'er-do-wells, they're criminals, just like this one. And you send the worst directly over here so that they can do the things that they want to sit up there and do. And then you send the others directly over here so that they can try to match in with Black Americans, try to fit in where they get in, and then start trying to quote unquote represent us by way of government and all these other types of things. Like he said, like the other guy said before, the African takeover, this is one of their takeovers right here. Crime. So it's not me making stuff up. You clearly see what the name is. I've never in my lifetime or any other have ever seen a Black American male with this name that I knew of, that I grew up with, that I went to school with. Never in my life. So can't nobody tell me nothing. None of my friends have a name like this. But like I said before, somebody out there is going to sit up there and say, just put up the picture and be like, Black man did this. He's African. There's a clear cut. There's a difference between being African and Black American and African. I wish people would wisen up and start getting this. It's not that difficult. Jesus, it is not that difficult. So next, we're going to continue on directly with this theme for just one more video. So we're going to listen to Donnie in timeout and see what he has to state. Let me see. Oh, that's cute. So we got a troll directly in here. Now you get banned. Nobody knows who it is that you are. And now you're in the silence of darkness where all life began. I'm not sure if you realize that or not, but even when it deals with the concept or conception, all life starts in darkness, and from darkness comes light. If you don't believe me, go look at where scientists show you the image of life basically being jolted or formulating within an egg. So like I said, from darkness comes light. So yeah, there we go. Anyways, let's continue.
X that be dehumanizing Black Americans, Nigerians be behind them. A lot of Nigerians be behind those accounts that be spewing derogatory terms and racial stereotypes towards Black Americans. X just came out with this feature where they could check the place of origins for these accounts, and these accounts be straight up Nigeria. That be they place where they station at in Nigeria. So Nigerians are creating these echo chambers and communities where these extremists, you know what I'm saying, reinforcing these extremist ideologies. So you may have seen 13% of the population is responsible for more than half the crimes in this country, which been debunked. But Nigerians be spewing that onto their accounts. So those derogatory statements and reinforcing these beliefs that these people already had. I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying? I'm not surprised a lot of people say, oh, it's another Nigerian scam. But I feel like they're already, that's what they feel already inside of here anyway. So it goes hand in hand.
Right. So we hear that, right? So not only do we have the African women or Africans from other places deciding that they want to cause further division amongst Black Americans, but you also have them deciding that, oh, we're going to sit up there and masquerade as the quote unquote the ones that have oppressed you for so long directly in this country. We're going to sit up there and masquerade as them, have some digital white face on, and we're going to start putting all of these things directly out there. And like I said, you know what, looking at this whole game that they're playing, it is technically a smart move. If only your money wasn't so worthless. If only your money wasn't so worthless. Maybe if what you were doing was getting translated by way of American dollars, I could potentially see the value. Because like I said, I did a live stream and a video talking about some of the monies directly over there in Africa and how much the American dollar would actually go, even just $100. And it's like pretty much you're living like a millionaire over there. You're like one of the rich elites pretty much over there. And that's not to mention if you got folks that are in retirement. You got a nice 200K or whatnot, nice, 200 to 300, $500,000, nest egg sitting there. You translate that money or even half of that directly over to other African currencies. Ooh, you are living the high life. You are living a high life for cheap. Your money will last you a long time, a long time, a long time. You can pretty much have you a kingdom, a compound. You can have your own police force directly over there, food and all of these things. Like I said, it's crazy work. It's diabolical. But again, the only way for a lot of these Africans to decide that, they can make some money or do certain things, they have to basically talk about Black Americans. And I keep saying this. And that further proves like the Midas touch of Black Americans. We can make things move without us even being in the space or even trying or even paying attention to it. Just by people speaking on us or about us, things start happening. Money starts moving. Nobody else can do that. Nobody else can do that, because if other nationalities and whatnot were able to do that, then people would obviously be talking about them. People would be obviously making fields of videos. They will be doing live streams. They'll be making, tweets, all types of posts, short form, long form content. They'll be making websites and all of these things. But, that's just not the case. And again, for a lot of these Africans, if these Africans were really as great as they say that they were or are, then their greatness would show directly in their country. It wouldn't just be highlighted as soon as you come to the United States. That doesn't make any sense. All it basically means is that you could not compete amongst the billions that were there in order to get out the poverty that you were clearly in. So you had to scrape and scramble, scramble and scrape, or you had to sell yourself to the highest bidder, European in origin, in order to facilitate the means and monies so that you can leave out of those impoverished areas so that you can make it to greater pastures, right? So then by way of you doing that, now you can sit up there and take easy street and just do what it is that you want to sit up there and do. And there's really very little competition from people in your exact same demographic because there's not a lot of you here. So it's easy for you to do so. And it's easy for you to also highlight, quote unquote, your achievements. And it looks like you're doing oh so well, especially when you want to try to make a comparison in between Black Americans. But the funniest thing is that whatever Africans are just now doing, we've been doing that 100-fold. What? Like, yo, we have Black Americans sitting up there doing this, you know, becoming wealthy and all of this stuff and having all this information, you know, before we were even accepted and allowed to go to colleges. You have Black folks out here just getting books here and there, reading newspaper clippings here and there, putting stuff together, talking to the universe, building and bringing all of that into reality. And they didn't run nowhere to do it. They didn't be like, I got to sit up there. I've been a slave so long in the United States. I got to run. I got to sit up there and leave and go to Africa to show how great I am. Nah, they fought. They struggled. They died in order to prove how great they are. And they did that. While you guys are runners, are track stars. And you got to still consistently always talk about Black Americans in order to pedestalize and uplift yourselves. That's a little bit weird. That's a little bit suspicious. That's diabolical. That is 100% diabolical. But it'd be like that, though. It'd be like that, though. Like I said, Black Americans are the center. Irregardless on how people feel, it is what it is. And that's just not me. Oh, you got a hubris. You got some pride. You got some ego about yourself and your people. I mean, I love my people. That I do, but also realize the special talent and the gift and the things that the universe have blessed and bestowed directly upon us that they clearly didn't give to everybody else, because if they gave it to everybody else, then everybody else would actually be focused on themselves, and everybody else is not clearly, obviously, focused on themselves, their people, their country, their community, and so on. And that brings you back to Black Americans, right? So now we're going to go to a whole different video here. Right, we're going to go to a whole different video. Let me see through the video selection. How many got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me see. I think we got about 6 videos. 6 videos, right? Which one do I want to go directly after here? Let's go for the same thing that we pretty much been going directly on, because I've had some people here that told me that, hey, Seth, you got some bad takes on a lot of different content, a lot of different videos and stuff of that nature. People that want to cape and they want to go out there and defend it. No matter the behavior that I just so happen to show directly in the videos, no matter how I do my best to call it out, critique it, you have those out there that want to enable and stand idly by and allow that to just sit up there and push through. So we're going to look directly at the dynamics here. You can clearly see the look of fear directly on the young girl's face, who was the daughter. And you see the look of the mother, who looked like she might have served some time. And she's looking at her daughter as if she just is about to beat her down, right? So let's just take a look directly at this and see what is going on. Let's assess the situation.
Are you gonna hit me or something?
What the f I'ma hit you for, Samaya? I don't got no beef with you. Your beef is with me.
I don't even talk to you. What are you talking about?
I called you to make sure that you had a ride to work. I don't have to give a damn about you getting to work, Samaya.
No, you didn't. You told me that I had to pay you to get to work.
I said, do you have some money? Because I don't have none. And then I said, Bug, I got $10. But what I'm trying to tell you for next time is that you can't depend on me to pay my money and my gas to $1,000 a month.
Barely.
But it doesn't even matter, Bug. All I asked for was $50 to $100 out of that. That would still left you with. No, I said when you get paid.
Every
50 to 100. I didn't know when you got paid. That's why I asked you. Either way, you would have still had a bulk of money left, Bug. All I said was help me. So you're causing me to have to pay gas.
So we can clearly hear the disagreement between the daughter. There's obviously some discrepancies in between, being able to pay things, being able to afford things, things dealing with groceries, things dealing with being able to go back and forth to the job and things of that nature. There's one specific thing that was mentioned in there where the mother was like, you said that you hate it here, you didn't want to live here anymore, and all this other type of stuff. There was a disagreement on the social media profile of this young woman. 1 second. Right. And the mother was again, doing her normal spiel while doing the daughter's hair. And she was like, the $20 that you were going to give me, like you can just give me that for your hair because I don't do nobody's hair for free and all this other type of stuff. And I'm looking at the way because I've had my hair, braided. When I had a fro, I had my hair braided or, maybe twist coils, however it is that people want to sit up there and state it. So I know how it is that women will work somebody's hair, but then I also know how it is that women will work somebody's hair when they have an attitude, right? When they're angry at something. And I'm looking at how the mother is combing the daughter's hair and how the daughter's hair is getting pulled. And I'm like, her hair is really, it wouldn't be that difficult to like comb or go directly through. So it's like the tugging on her head it's not even really making any type of sense. So it's like, again, with the emotions that's already in the room and clearly what you can see from this video, that's when the daughter basically said she started bawling and crying and went to her room. And she was like, yo, I hate it here and all this other type of stuff and yada, yada, yada. And it's like, I get it. Because I'm like, realistically, if you feel a certain type of way directly about your daughter or whatnot or whatever, it's like you might as well not even do her hair. Like, why even do that? And then you're going to decide to, do the hair and say that you'll take the $20 from, from wherever it's supposed to go for this now because you're not going to do it for free. I'm like, are you not her mother? Like, if at any point in time that let's say, for all intents and purposes, my son, if he decided that, he wanted me to cut his hair, I'm not charging. I would never charge my son. Like, if I knew how to cut hair like that, and if I was that proficient, I would never charge my son. It's like, yo, I got you. Let me sit up there and trim you and line you up real quick so you look nice. I'm like, dog, I'm going to make sure that you looking good out here every single time. It's like, you don't have to sit up there and pay me. It's like the payment enough is like, yo, you are, conducting yourself in a great manner directly out here. You're a representation, of me, and things of that nature. So it's like, yo, that for me, that's payment enough. I don't need money from you in order to sit up there and do your hair. So it's like, for me, that's weird to hear a mother sit up there and say, like, I don't do hair for free for nobody. I'm like, man, why did you even have kids? Why did you have kids? Let me just go back to the very first image. Like, man, why did you have kids? Like, just looking at the face that you got and how it is that you're trying to like basically look through your daughter. Why did you even have kids? Like, I could read a lot more things directly into the looks and the body language. And I can look at the color dynamics as well, because that's what a lot of women like to say about black men, right? That black men are colorists, we're texturists and different things of this nature. When I look directly at, let me explain again. When I look directly at the two people here, I can notice a difference. And I can see how things like that will sit up there and play a part in how it is that a mother would decide to talk to her daughter and address her daughter in such a manner and a way. But when I point out these things, people want to sit up there and make it seem like, nah, that's not really what it is. you don't know nothing about like kids or being a parent and all this other type of stuff and yada yada yada. Like I said, I didn't got a lot of comments covering stuff like this, but nobody ever wants to attack the fact that you got a lot of mothers out here that just really can't admit to being bad mothers. Like that's just wild to me. It doesn't take a scientist. It don't take somebody having 19 kids to be able to see that, yo, you just weren't meant to really be a parent. Or maybe this was like just like the child, because of the way that you're acting towards this child. This should be the child that you gave to a family member, so that they can actually get the love and the nurturing and things that they need. Never at any point in time in my teenage years has my mother ever sat up there and talked to me like that, or even looked at me. Like that's crazy. Like that look that mother has, that is crazy. She's looking like she's looking at another woman in the street, like she about to sit up there and haul off and just knock her head directly off. Like the mother's up here looking like she done did a stint, quite a few stints for a variety of crimes. Like she done seen things and did things. And you sitting up there looking at your daughter like this. That's some crazy work. That's some diabolical work. That is some diabolical work. Diabolical. Yo, what is up? What is up? You said moving forward, said it's always the same content. See, this is what I respect. At least from time to time, some of you guys will actually pull up to the scene, and you'll actually sit up there and say something, right? So you're complaining about the content and you're saying that it is always negative, right? You're saying that it is always negative. Oh, now you're leaving? So hold on, wait. No. Wait. Right. So when you come up here and you decide that you want to pull up to the scene and you want to talk about the content, you don't even want to stay for a conversation. You're like, I'm just going to speak my piece and leave out. Dog, you could have just not said anything. Why do you do this here? Didn't we just have this, folks, for anybody that was here for the very first 20 minutes of the video? Didn't I just sit up there and tell y'all that these be the folks who silently sit in the background, and usually they say nothing, but if they do, they'll come up every once in a while to say something, and then that's it. This is what I be talking about. This is the exact thing that I be talking about right here. And note, out of all of the content, out of the main things that I basically showcased, I had the whole 2 videos, the whole 2 or 3 videos or whatever dealing with Africans. Did not say nothing, didn't even speak a word, said not a zip. And then for whatever reason, when it came to me highlighting the dynamics between this mother and daughter and how this is toxic and it is not healthy and it is not beneficial for this young girl to grow up like this, and I sit up there and talk about the same things they say about black men. Oh, you're colorist, you're texturist, you don't even like your daughters. And I'm showcasing all of the things that they normally say about black men. I'm basically showcasing that here. What mother looks at their daughter like this? But no, you don't want to critique this. You want to say, oh, it's the same content you do all the time. It's all negative. So I'm not supposed to highlight these problems. We can always talk about how horrible black men are, right? Black American men are just horrible, bad. I can put all of that content out there and you wouldn't say nothing. Matter of fact, you'll probably subscribe. You might even donate to the channel. You might even become a member. If I had a channel just purely dedicated, hey, we're just going to specifically talk about black men 24/7 and everything negative and nothing positive. You know how many subscribers I would get? You know how live this whole channel would sit up there and be? Ooh, I would make a killing. But again, that's not where we are. That's not what I do. I try to sit up there and make things as even as possible. And it just so happens, like I told people before, you want me to be the villain? No problem. I will be that directly for you. So just like you say that this is the same content that I do every single day and all this other type of stuff and rah, that's exactly what you're going to sit up there and get up until I choose otherwise. Up until I choose otherwise. Because I commonly sat up there and told y'all that all you got to do is just leave me alone. You don't even got to say nothing to me. I don't know you exist. Y'all always come up to my platform and say that y'all never knew I existed. Y'all didn't know about this platform. Who cares about you? Again, all you had to do was just say nothing. All you had to do was just leave it alone. But you kept bothering. And now this is what you get. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So now what's going to sit up there and happen is that you're going to see quite a few videos that are going to show negative behaviors when it deals with black women. Because you couldn't sit idly by and just shut up and just allow me to just put out 1 or 2 videos. Nope. You had to pull through and try to critique me or try to catch me, right? Or try to correct me on some things to try to tell me about myself. Nah, buddy. So now I'm going to allow this content that I can easily find readily accessible online, the same way that y'all find about black men. I can find this readily accessible, and I'm just going to sit up there and do videos about it. Add it directly into live streams because you chose to sit up there and not leave me alone. You have nobody else to blame but yourself directly for this. You and the many others that sit directly in the background idly by. Because like I said before, y'all don't have nothing to say when I'm covering any other topics. If I do videos continuously about black men, you have nothing to say. Or if you do, now you want to chime in and say, oh yeah, black men this, black men that. I heard of a black man or knew a black man or black man with a baseball cap and all these other black women that I know. We sit in the huddle and we talk about all these black men negative. It's all good. It's all good when it's about black American men. But now it's like something is off. Now it's a bit weird. Now I hate black women. Now I got to be a tether, right? As the one woman that I showed off. Let me see. Where's that comment? Where's the comment? Yeah. Like this woman here that sat up there and came up to the scene and decided to say that I'm a tether because I'm talking about black American women. Now all of a sudden I'm a tether. But like I said, when I've talked about men of other races and groups, y'all don't say nothing. Y'all sit idly by, or maybe if it's dealing with a white dude, y'all might sit up there and spark up real quick, and y'all want to sit up there and defend them, and y'all want to say, well, you want to talk about them, but let's talk about what the black men do in the black community. Stop focusing on everybody else and focus on the black men in the black community. Wow, that's quite a defense. That's quite a defense. So you acknowledge the wrongdoing that this man of your preference is doing, but you don't want to hold him accountable or call him out specifically for it. And you want to allow him scot-free so that he can commit the exact same atrocities and crimes in order for you to just, we're going to cover that by black men. Right. Okay. That's crazy. That's some diabolical work. Diabolical work. Like I said, you said always negative. He was like, have a good day, sir. Right. So that was at 3:44, right? So at 4 minutes later, you decided to pull back and you was like, hey, I have a mother that has been on drugs my whole life and was never there. I had a father, was not present either. But all mothers and fathers are not created equal. I have seen both sides. I mean, to be like that, you just got bad cards all around. But the thing that I'm sitting up there saying is that I'm highlighting, we've already talked about, right? Because I don't even know if you're black American or not. I'm just going to leave it right there. If you don't understand what I'm saying, then you might want to do some research when it deals with Twitter and all of these operatives that are directly out there causing division, further division amongst black men and black women in the black community, and they're not even black American. So again, let's just start off with there. I don't even know if you're black American. Number two, like I said before, you were just dealt a bad hand. It be like that. But obviously you're still here. Obviously you are possibly better for it. You might have got, better character and things of that nature directly from it. You learn a lot of life things. You had to grow up very early, unlike a lot of most kids. So you have an older understanding, so to say, right? Because you had to grow up at a earlier age. And at a lot of times I noticed that when I fixate and I'm focused on one thing, people want to all lives matter. What I mean by that is that if I'm fixated on black women, people want to be like, but yeah, let's talk about the black fathers. Let's throw black men directly in there. It's not just black. I'm not talking about the black fathers. I'm not talking about them at this moment in time. I have, right? I've even given my own experiences, but that's not what I'm specifically talking about right now. So I would really love it if people could just specifically stay directly on the topic instead of trying to all lives matter. Instead of, like I said, it's just, I need people to just stay still. just stay still. And the other thing that I'll sit up there and state as well too is that for the most part, if you feel that all of my content or whatever it is just always negative, why even be here? Why even leave a comment to seek my attention, to even get noticed? That's weird. I'm just saying that's just weird. I'm just calmly pointing out that this is not good behavior for a young black girl to grow up in. and how that's going to be detrimental, and how it is that she's going to have internal issues by way of her mother, because her mother more than likely has internal issues and she never saw therapy, and she has a lot of things that she's fighting. So because she cannot specifically fight those issues, she's going to fixate and cause problems with her daughter because she realistically has problems within herself. And she sees all of the promise, all of the hopes and dreams that her daughter has and what it is that she can accomplish because she didn't make the same mistakes as the mother, and the mother is resentful. But a lot of y'all don't want to talk about that though, right? A lot of y'all don't want to talk about that though, right? And like I said before, I'm speaking on this because I watched my mother and I watched the relationship that she had with my grandmother. And I watched my grandmother call my mother everything under the sun but a child of God. And my mother was the last one to really be there for her when she was losing her mind. So again, when I sit up there and do content, I'm not just in a sense speaking just to speak. I'm speaking for a lot of folks out there that can't necessarily or don't want to specifically speak for themselves. Like I said, I'm speaking right now for my mom because I know the hurt and the pain that my mom sat up there and went through because I watched it as her son. She watched the same person who raised her belittle her, talk negatively about her, disparage her, make all types of negative comments, call her directly out of her name in front of my face and around other people. So I don't have time for anybody to sit up there and try to tell me like, yo, you should be talking about black women. Then, yo, you need to start getting a lot of these black women in y'all family straight. I couldn't do that at my age, right? Because I'm young. I'm a teenager. They're going to sit up and say, stay in the child's place, do all of these things, even though that they are wrong in what it is that they're doing. And I'm watching it. Now, I want to sit up there and make people understand that when kids grow up in environments, they are able to perceive and look at a lot of things. And because the things that are there, they pick up on those things. Now, from what my grandmother was doing to my mother, I had two options. I could do the exact same thing that my grandmother's doing, or I could do the complete opposite. I did the complete opposite. And because I did the complete opposite, that's why I do the complete opposite when I also look at other black women directly out here. I don't sit up there and act or talk to black women the same way that my grandmother talked and looked at my mother. But like I said, y'all too dumb to actually realize that, to actually see it, because y'all don't actually know what love actually is. Y'all don't know what respect. Y'all don't know what value actually is, because you can't even get it from the women. And I'm talking to the women. You can't even get it from the women in your own family. So that's why you can't sit up there and listen to me and respect and value the stuff that I'm trying to actually give to you. Like I said, man, that's why I sit up there and say all of this is tiring. All of this is tiring. Like I said, a lot of y'all come up in this comment section a lot of times and y'all don't even know what y'all even talking about. And because some of y'all never even actually, and this is coming from a person who never had a father, right? But I had positive black male role models out there that was that positive representation for me. But because a lot of y'all black women out here never have fathers, this is why when you hear me, all you sit up there, oh, you hate us. You don't actually love us. I hope you never have a daughter. You probably don't even date black women. Just say that you hate your father because he abandoned and left you and your mom destitute with nothing. He was never there to protect you from the other bad men directly out here. Your father wasn't there to protect you from the mistakes that you made. Just say that. Don't bring all of that nonsense and that madness directly to me. Like I said, I'm probably one of the few directly out here that actually has a platform that's willing to sit up there and actually spend time literally talking directly to you, not at you, actually to you. But you don't understand that though. And like I said before, that's because a lot of y'all never have fathers. So this is why you can't sit up there and actually just respect and value the information and the things that I'm sitting up there saying. And also, this is when I got to go back to what I said before to the black guys out there that decide that they want to pull up to the scene and you want to start simping for a lot of these black women that want to give all of this pushback and whatnot or whatever. You are the exact same reason that a lot of this bad behavior from a lot of black women even exist. Because they know at the end of the day that irregardless of them dating you or finding interest directly in you, that your dumb ass is going to pull up to the scene to formulate whatever wall that they need in order to defend them. And again, you wonder why it is that these mothers treat these kids out here the way that they treat them. And you wonder why these kids do the things that they want to sit up there and do. So it's crazy to me that the black dudes out here that want to simp for black women ain't sitting up there and simping for these black kids out here. Ain't that's a little bit suspicious. That's a little bit suspicious. You want to protect black women from quote unquote people like me because you view me as the villain, but yet you leave the kids out here defenseless. Because those women that you're defending are not even your women. You're not married to them. You're not even in a relationship. Just like those kids are not even your responsibility either. But you decide to pick and choose the side of the battle that you want to be on. And you would rather choose the women versus the future. That's crazy. But then you want to get online and start talking about the younger generation this and the younger generation that and how the younger generation don't value and have respect for the elders. That's because you as a man, as a black man, you opted as like, I'm not going to really defend y'all. I'm not going to have a conversation. I have a conversation with any and every single black woman out here and I'll sit up there and defend them. But these kids, no, I'm not doing that. Huh? What? How does that make sense? How does the math even math on that? It doesn't. It just doesn't. Like, that is crazy. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Gail said, I taught my daughter straight up, whatever me and your father did, do the opposite. Bars. That's a real mother. Shout out to you, Gail. That is a real mother. That's pretty much within the same words that my mother sat up there and gave me. My mother sat up there and told me, she was like, yo, the single life, sitting up there, being a single parent, that is not the life. That is not what you should go for. That is not what you should sit up there and create. And nor do I expect you to create that. You are my son. I expect you to do better. Do not make the same mistakes that me and your father did. But like I said, when I happen to, again, try to be as transparent as possible, and I bring that information directly forward, and I try to tell people out here to just choose better and to pick better partners to specifically be with, people just don't want to listen, and people just like, why don't you speak that and tell that to the black men? And because at the end of the day, realistically, ma'am, you are the women, you are the ones that can create life, right? You can hold life, right? You can bear, that weight, right? That's bringing new life directly into this world. That's a tremendous amount of responsibility. So that also means that you also have a tremendous responsibility to make sure that you allow the correct man to be able to mate directly with you in order to create life. Any man could come directly up to a woman and decide to say hello and give his name and whatnot or whatever. A woman picks and chooses what man that she sleeps and lays down with. It don't matter how slick a dude is able to sit up there and talk or whatever it is. At the end of the day, the woman has that choice. Because it is a woman's body at the end of the day. So I get tired of the nonsense where people want to sit up there and tell me, you need to really you need to talk to the men about this. Nah, realistically, I have conversations. But realistically, the weight of the whole situation is on you because you are the ones that carries that for 9 months. You're the ones that got to sit up there and go through the postpartum. You're the ones that got to go through the pregnancy scares and the labor and all this other type of stuff. The C-sections, the loss of life. You have the utmost responsibility in this. Like I said, it's crazy out here. Crazy work. We got Brandy V World. Shout out for the $5 donuts to the channel. Brother said in my big boy voice, here comes an MF challenger. I can't say the full word, but you know what I'm saying. Here comes a new challenger. Officer Haku is on duty. Much love, respect, and appreciation to the brother pulling up directly to the scene. Much love, much love, much love. Sham said, LOL, my dad defended me when my mom started getting petty like this. So excuse me. So I was glad he was on my side about it. I don't know why some mothers be jealous of their daughters. Like I said, this is why I cover stuff like this. Because again, I was able to see this. I was able to watch this by way of being around my mom and my grandmother. And for me, being younger, I just really did not understand it. I did not specifically see it. But then as I got older, I understood that a lot of mothers have a type of resentment towards their daughters because it's like the daughters are not really in the same predicament or the same things that they may have went through. They were successful and they were able to, fly past that. And it wasn't like a real, baggage or a hurdle. And you got a lot of women who are mothers that are resentful towards their daughters because either they didn't make the same mistakes, right? Or they did better when they were in the exact same circumstances. So again, mentally, you have a lot of people that want to stay directly in the funk or in a type of place, and that's not good. It's not good for any child, but more specifically, again, going back to the video that I was showcasing, it's not good for any young girl to grow up in a household where your mother is looking at you like that. It's not. But I guess, like I said, I'm the bad guy, I'm the villain, so be like that. Okay. Oh, okay, Bushido, what is up? What is up? Okay, I got you. Yeah, I think maybe you might have to go through Google to probably fix your name, because that threw me off. He said, "Is Bushido not sure why my name is showing? The energy that the mother is giving her daughter is the same type of energy a jealous mother gives. There must be something deeper. I don't know. I could be wrong." Hack said, "As Seji, you're right, man. I knew a girl back in high school who would hang around PC students who were very racist, and she'd ignored that ish. They'd say and try to be like them." Yeah, be like that. You got a lot of people that end up dealing with such bad family trauma that they would rather deal with other stuff, because they're like, well, I dealt with the worst of the worst. In their mind, they're like, well, dealing with my family stuff was the worst of the worst. Whatever racism that people got to say, I can just ignore it. That's whatever. And like I said, I get it. I trust me. I get it. Sham also said, yeah, and it's like your mom should take pride in the daughters. All that hard work paid off. Why try to destroy her out of jealousy? Yeah, that's facts. That is 100% facts. So now, since we're on this exact same bandwagon or close to it, let's go to the next video where you're going to listen.
Stay away from.
My bad. We're going to listen directly to this man, and I would love to see people's opinions and comments, directly in the comment section when it deals specifically with this video. So let's take a listen.
Tell y'all, the families I try to stay away from is the one where nobody got a man. You telling me you got 3 sisters, none of them got a man. Your mama ain't got a man. None of your aunties got a man. Your grandma don't got a man. Your great-grandma don't got a man. Godmother don't got a man. And we gonna add the best friend to the situation. And your best friend don't got a fucking man. Nobody got a man. Nah, it's something there. It's some type of spirit, some negative energy. It's something around that family that is just keeping men away. And I would not be a part of it. It may be a generational curse. And she may be the one to break it, right? That's good for her. I hope she does. I just will not be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? It's just some situations where it's like, I'm not going to make my life difficult. Plus, it's like, what advice could they get from everyone about y'all's relationship? Every single thing you do, they're just going to tell her she don't need a man. They're going to tell her that they all don't have men in their lives and they're fine. And they could be fine. But it's just like, is that the advice I want my girl hearing? No. I can only imagine the mental and emotional trauma that a dude would go through trying to be involved in that family.
So opinions on it. He basically said that if you're a guy and you are in a relationship with a woman and none of the women in that family have any type of a guy at all, not even like a boyfriend, he's like, yo, that's a red flag. That is a problem. I don't see anything wrong with what it is that he's saying. I don't see anything wrong, because within the same instance, you have a lot of women that will sit up there and say in the reverse, if a guy doesn't have like both of his parents directly in his lives, they're not dating him. There's obviously something wrong. He doesn't, he's not serious. He's not going to be a serious person. He's not going to understand what love is. He's not going to be a consistent person. All these things, right? There's a lot of things that are placed directly on guys where people automatically judge the guy and say that he's not worthy because he doesn't have X, Y, and Z and all these other other types of things. This dude clearly said that. He was like, yo, if all the women in the family don't got nobody, like just nobody, that's a problem. And he was like, yeah, if it comes to advice, it's like, what advice could they, in a sense, leverage if they don't even have a consistent relationship at all? And it's like, that's tough. That is tough directly right there. Because it's like, at the same time, it's like, all right, you got the older woman directly in that family, but they're trying to leverage, or give relationship advice. But it's like they themselves are not even in a relationship at all. Maybe they might have been in a relationship like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, what have you. But it's like, that's a long time. And it's like, you don't got anybody right now. And then the main excuse that they'll sit up there and say is like, well, I don't need nobody. I don't want anybody. Who said I wanted some? I mean, obviously you did before. And it didn't work out for, a variety of reasons. A lot of times, it deals with self, the reason why the relationship didn't want to work out. But a lot of people don't want to be honest, and they would rather shift the blame directly to somebody else. But, yeah. And as he stated before, the main thing is going to be is like, well, you don't need a man because look at me. I don't need a man and I'm doing great. I'm like, sure you are. Like, sure you are. I'm like, all right. You are going to be just giving the best advice possible. Huh? Like I said, diabolical work. Diabolical work. Sham said, nah, it's a whole negative behavior passed down in that family. D Money said, I wish I knew this when I was 20. Sham said, LOL. Dub said, I want to get out of the family that I am in. That is tough. That is tough. For K Dub, I don't know exactly specifically the age that you are. I mean, if you're a grown adult, I mean, you good. You can, just get your money, stack your money directly up, and work on getting you an apartment. It might take you a little bit, if you don't got no kids and no responsibilities, just work, 2 or 3 jobs, stay focused and fixated on that, save up your money and place your money in the correct places so that you can, have tabs directly on it, take notes on it, and you can, get directly out of that situation. Like I said, I'm not sure if you're living with family or, how specifically that's working, but, we cannot pick our families. Let me tell you. We cannot do that. It'd be like that. Sham said, families like that, I noticed the older women will sabotage the younger relationships too. If looks like that young girl, if it looks like that younger one would break their behaviors. Oh, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, you're saying that if basically the younger one looks like they're going to prevail and they're going to be in a healthy, happy relationship and they're going to get, married and do all this. Yeah, you'll have, and I've talked about that before on this platform, that you will have women out there. This is why I said that some of the biggest ops when it deals with women are other women. And I try to tell women out here, I'm like, yo, some of your female best friends are your greatest ops and you don't even know it. Because the moment in time that you're in a happy relationship, they'll always like, oh, he must be cheating. He ain't real. He don't really like you. He don't really love you. He's just fake. This, that, and the third. He probably got somebody on the side that he talk. Like, they'll start whispering all of these things directly into your ear in order to corrupt you, to make you believe something because they've been through these things. They've had certain things happen to them because those women specifically always pick the wrong guys. They attract the wrong guys because they don't want to fix their energy. And because they don't want to fix their energy, this is why you have a lot of these echo chambers where those same women will go and they'll be like, all men ain't this and all men ain't that and all men are everything negative with a baseball cap, right? They'll start doing all of those things. They don't want any one of their friends to basically break that chain and to move away directly from the energy, because that's less energy that will be there in order to empower them. So in order to keep that power up, they're going to depower you by way of you not having a successful relationship and or marriage. They'll do every and anything to break that apart. And if people don't believe me, go directly on TikTok. A lot of women have been excommunicado with their friend group because they realized and found out that a lot of their friends really despise them being in a relationship or a healthy, good relationship with a man that actually loves them, acknowledges them, respects them, and values them. And because they can't get that, right? Because they can't feel, what that is like, they're like, oh, no, we're about to destroy that. Nah. You're not about to take one of us away today. We're going to make sure that you're not here. And they'll do that. And women will do just that, like I said before. Crazy work. Some of your greatest enemies will be right next to you. True Judah, what is up? You said that's some good words right there. Bars. That guy right there speaking facts. K-Dub said my mom's side of the family or nothing. But stupid women who are hypocrites and terrible mothers. I mean, this is what I sit up there and tell you, right? So there's potentially a chance that you will have some residual trauma directly from dealing with those women. Maybe you might have heard them talk negatively about men, or directly to you, or indirectly, or basically around you about men. You got to do basically what you can to drop all of that weight that is not yours, that is not your responsibility. You got to sit up there and drop all of that emotional weight, and you got to not look back. You got to drop all that emotional weight, and you just got to not look back, because what's going to happen is that is going to grow into a type of resentment where you're going to feel a certain type of way about, whatever women that you specifically come from. Again, I don't know your demographic. I don't know specifically who it is that you are, but that's what you got to do. And you got to also understand that a lot of women will sit up there and say things intentionally because they know that you are listening. So it's like they're not talking to you, but they are talking to you at the same time. Like I said, a lot of women out here are very slick in nature, and they know how to do a lot of things. And women know how to hurt with words. I'm talking about, they can de-atomize somebody. So trust me, I understand, to an extent. And, in order for you not to be corrupted by that, you gotta, do what you need to do to work on yourself mentally. And push past a lot of, that trauma that you may have, or, carry directly with you because of them being in or around them. And again, even if it's not words that they use, it's still the energy. Because like I said, energy carries, and energy can, seep into a lot of things. So yeah. Or, if you need further help, go directly to therapy. Go directly to therapy, have somebody there that's going to be able to listen and break down and section off everything and place it where it needs to be, so that you can pretty much sweep the slate clean and, continue on. Sham said, do behaviors like that happen in male family groups? Petty, jealous seems like a bad woman behavior. I'm just curious. I don't think so. This is what I would say. If it does, it's very rare. If something like that does happen with men, it is very rare. Like I said, that's not something that men do. Like we're pretty much happy. Like, yo, my relationships failed, but like, yo, young blood sat up there and got married and all this stuff. I'm like, yo, shout out to you. Like, you doing it out here. Like, no, like usually when it deals with guys, like, we're happy for other dudes like success. Now, again, you'll have the rare instances where you got other dudes out here that's highly emotional, and they decide that they want to, show that off in a variety of ways, such as either, fighting, always causing, arguments or tension, or to the worst extent, they want to take somebody's life over it. But again, those are the overly emotional ones. The average men, no. Average men don't sit up there and do that. Normal men do not sit up there and do that. So, I mean, I hopefully that's a good explanation. That's the best way I can explain it, at least at this moment, because I know that some people say that my examples are, a tad off, shooting towards Andromeda, just missing Milky Way, right? So now we're going to go to another video. We're going to go to people's favorite all-star. My bad, it's a little bit loud, but it'd be like that. We're going to go to America's favorite daughter, Willow Smith. And we're going to see what Willow will have to say about men. And this is why I sit up there and say that a lot of women should not take advice from other women. You just shouldn't do it. You're going to end up pretty much, I don't know. But let's take a listen.
Am I just delusional, or people asking other people out on dates is kind of like old school? Like, the last time, I don't even remember the last time someone was like, hey, would you want to go on a date with me? Like,
now I want y'all to remember that, right? Listen to how Willow was like, I don't even remember the last time somebody even tried to talk to me or ask me out on a date, right? Just pin that one and just remember it.
I'm gonna start saying it again. Okay, yeah, people still hang out in a romantic way, obviously, but like, to explicitly ask someone out on a date and and use those specific words, especially someone that you don't really know that well. Like, that's like a different kind of thing. Like, would you want to go out on a date with me? Like, when was the last time someone asked you that?
Thank you for saying hi, though.
I appreciate you. Yeah. You look, how old are you?
35,000 years old. You know what? There's something in the Sumerian text that could tell you. And bro, you enjoy yourself, please. We're having a great night, you know.
All right, for sure.
We're living it up.
I think she's good. For sure. All right, bet.
Peace.
All right, yeah.
So remember, this is the same woman who sat up there and said that it's, you know, what happened. Like, you know, guys don't even really try to approach or really try to ask somebody out on a date and different things of that nature. And you had a guy trying to start up a conversation. He looked at her. He was like, yo, it's like, basically, you're beautiful. It's like, you know, you look nice. Like, you know, how old are you? Like, he was trying to, you know, do an opening there. And she noticed it, and she was like, actually, I'm 35,000 years old. Actually, the Sumerian text states, yada, yada. It's like, dog. This is why I sit up there and say, for a lot of women out there, stop listening to a lot of other women out there. Like, they're just going to leave you single. They're going to leave you single. This dude was trying to shoot his shot directly at her, and it was just, I don't even know what this was. I don't even know what this was. Like, I literally, for the life of me, I can't even tell you specifically what this was. Like, this was just stupid. You technically want somebody to ask you out, but then when somebody does it, you do this. Huh? This is why guys don't sit up there and be asking women out, because of stuff like this. Like, that's crazy to me. It's like you get online to complain, and then, okay. All right. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm just crazy. I'm just, you know, maybe it's just me. It's just me. You know what? I'm just gonna listen to this. You know, it's just me. What's the normal spiel? Oh no, you know, she has the right to do this and that, and you know, you're just a black man trying to oppress black women and trying to control the black woman, and you're the same as the oppressor. You're the same as the white man, and yada yada yada. And you know, didn't the majority of you guys vote for Trump anyway, taking away women's rights and yada yada? Crazy work. Crazy work. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Crazy work. Crazy work. But anyways, wait. What did money say? He said, wait a minute. Is a banger though. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. So now we're going to go to the next one. I'm trying to see. I want to save the Playboy Max one for last. I want to do. Let's go with the Karen, right? Let's go with the Karen. Let's see what it is that this Karen wanted to do.
I'm at the Beverly game.
At this sports game, right? You can clearly see the Karen in the background. So this is you know, specifically a lot of the black guys out there who also sit idly by and you know, don't say anything directly on this platform, but then want to critique me when I start talking about white women. This one is dedicated to you. Get your women in check. For the black guys out there that date white women primarily, and you like to say that they're the best and they don't do anything wrong and all these other types of things, check your women. Get them, start correcting them. Get order set, right? Get some order set, because it don't make any type of sense how this black man here who paid his $80 for this seat at the stadium to have to deal with this racist Karen. Right now, she's not going to restate what it is that she initially said, but you know she says something, and that's why they kept saying, like, say it again. What more you got to say? What more you got to say? Usually when black people are saying that to somebody who is non-black, they said something and they want them to repeat it, but that person just ain't going to repeat it, right? So let's just take a listen at this video.
Say it again. I'm at the Beverly game. I got a seat. And, what did you say? Say it again.
I said you're ugly. You're nice. That's right.
Okay. What else? Keep it coming.
Wait.
Keep it coming.
I have something else to say.
Yes, and you touching me again. That's a song. Keep going. Come on.
That might look good.
Oh my God. She do. What else you got to say? Anybody else got something to say? I was confused because you never know who you talking to. Anybody else got something to say? Hi, can I say something? Hi. Hey, Mom. Everybody here. Everybody here right now.
What I want to also highlight, I'm glad I paused that. I want y'all to notice this one directly in the background. Notice how she's with the white girls and she's not with the white girls because she's trying to disassociate herself from certain things. But she's still associating herself, right? And this is what I've talked about a majority of times when it deals with this platform, which is the Mato minority, which are the Asians, who have been a wedge when it deals with black folks and everything of the sort. These are exactly the same group who voted against affirmative action, who then found out later on that because of affirmative action, aka because black people fought for stuff in this country, that they, along with white women, were the main ones that were actually gaining the most from affirmative action. And that because they decided to vote against affirmative action and keep it directly up there because they thought it was going to hurt black people more than anybody else. Oops. Now the Asians are suing colleges trying to, get right back in there. But I thought you were smart. I thought that only the blacks needed affirmative action. Oops. I guess not. Right. But let's keep going.
Everybody here right now. Okay. You got your moment. You get your 15 minutes of fame. Okay.
This video took place at the University of Alabama versus LSU game. If you're not familiar with what goes on at the University of Alabama, this weekend was known as Black Alumni Weekend. I get to the stadium an hour before the game starts, just like everybody else. If you're not familiar with how the University of Alabama works when you get to a game, if you're in the student section and you sit behind the goalpost, 45 minutes before the game, that is reserved for student organization seating, and you have to have a wristband. I did not sit in that section. The section that I sat in was first come, first served student seating on the 10-yard line. Roll the clip.
Got to that stadium hours ahead of time to be able to save spots. The people in front of us had saved that entire row to be able to save spots for their friends.
So I got to pause it right there. Notice the model minority is making a video in defense of her white counterpart. Color me surprised when she pulled up to the line in order to hold the line and defend the white folks from the type of actions and words that they were using at the point in time, trying to say that, oh, well, we were in the right for doing what it is that we were doing, and realistically, the other people were wrong.
Have saved that entire row to be able to save spots for their friends.
At the University of Alabama, you cannot save seats in first come, first served student seating, especially on a game day like LSU versus Alabama. And as you stated, they saved a whole row of seats. At the time, it was only me and my one other friend.
Right now. Everybody here right.
These are the guys that were saving the seats. The girl behind me was not saving these seats. She did not meet these people or know these people, but let's roll the clip.
Now, because we had gotten friendly with the people in front of us, we helped them to try and say, those spots are taken, you can't sit there, I'm sorry, they're saved. Help them.
Hey, say it again, say it again.
I said you're an ugly ass, weird ass bitch. That's right.
Okay.
I asked her repeatedly to leave me alone because, one, I was sitting by people that did not know her. I was sitting in seats that were not hers. I was not sitting next to her, and not one time did I ever say anything to her. She continued to call me all kinds of names and slurs during the duration of the game, except the one that she did not want to repeat on camera, and you know it. She sat there and she antagonized me the whole game, and now you are upset because I recorded her and let everyone see her behavior. You made statements like the one you didn't want to repeat on camera, and you also made claims that I did not go to the university. You made claims that it was no way that I could ever go to the same university as you. Now, to talk about the guys that saved the seats in question that she was helping defend, me and them talked. As you can see in the video, let's roll the clip.
Right now. Everybody here right.
We discussed the situation. They told me that they were saving the seats. I said that's fine because I was not going to move. Once they realized that they were not going to bully me out of a seat that they couldn't save, they said, do you mind if our friends just come and sit here? I said, okay.
We helped them to try and say those spots are taken, you can't sit there, I'm sorry, they're saved.
I arrived and sat in these seats with 43 minutes on the game clock before the game started. The game started at 6:30. The video I posted of your friend, I posted exactly at 6:50, 20 minutes into the game. Picture right here. Up until the first half, your friend continued to cuss me out about a situation that was not hers. She continued to say, I don't even go here. When I first arrived in my seats, the guys that I inserted a picture of, they were all making claims that I did not go to the university, insinuating that there's no possible way that I could attend the same university as him. This was the last person to walk up to me. If you had been following me prior, you know that his video posted first before the girl's video posted of her cussing me out sitting behind me. He came up to me last and also tried to bully me out of my seats. Once I pulled out my ad card and proved to him that I was a student, he still continued to antagonize me. Once I got tired of being antagonized, I took a video of him and I recorded a video of the girl sitting behind me. However, you do not see his video because this guy chose to apologize. He chose to make amends, but he only did this once he seen that I posted video on social media because of the things you guys were saying to me. I still chose to turn the other cheek and finish watching the game that I paid to come and see on student seats. I paid $80 for you to sit there and cuss me out the entire game. For anyone wondering, this girl cussed me out for people that she did not know, antagonized me for almost an hour. And mind you, the people that they were saving seats for still had room to come and sit.
So there we go. And I want to note, in instances like this, where you have these women, the Asian minority, and let's go back to Becky Sue right here. Those two women, for the black guys out there that always want to sit up there and say stuff, these will be the two women out here that will get you locked up real quick. They can, at least one of them, such as her lineage has caused a lot of deaths, a lot of things to be turned to ash. Rivers, lakes, ponds, whatever it is, forests, strip malls. Her lies are so tall that they have devastating weight and power directly behind them. But again, regardless of any of that history, you guys never happened to put these women directly in check, which is a little bit weird to me, a little bit odd to me. I say the exact same thing that I say directly about the divestors. This is when I tell people that I try to make things as even as possible. This is why, I showcase a variety of content here. But again, while you want to pedestalize and say that people are so great and all of these things, you're allowing this woman here to potentially formulate some type of cause and or a story to potentially try to get this dude locked up. All she has to do is lie. Like, realistically, in that stadium, if she basically yelled and screamed, if everybody was paying attention to the game and she just yelled and screamed saying that black guy did something, there's going to be men coming from around the other side of the stadium to come see that guy. Drunk or not. Drunk or not. Like I said before, that man paid for a seat. They were trying to save seats. You're not saving seats, ma'am. You're not saving seats at all. And as the Asian woman said, was like, yeah, we didn't actually know the other people, but once we, got to know them and this, that. No, you're not saving nothing. You're not saving anything. They're going to have to sit somewhere else in the stadium. Somewhere else. It'd be like that. But you can't tell people nothing. Can't tell people nothing. They don't want to listen. They don't want to listen. So next, we're going to go to the brother Mike Epps.
To celebrate.
And we're going to listen to what it is that he basically has to state. So, in a sense, he's saying that, just preface it, he's going to basically state that, as people, specifically, I'm just going to put this on the black community. As a community, we should not celebrate people just getting out of, jail or prison. Because we know 9 times out of 10, you more than likely did something to get there. right? And we shouldn't be trying to celebrate them, throw a barbecue and all the other type of stuff, because that's basically stating that, all right, it's like you did go in here because of what you did, but we're going to celebrate that you're coming out by way of because how it is that you got there, right? Your bad actions enabled you to be there, and now we're going to celebrate you being freed, even though the only reason that they happened again is because of your bad action. Like it's given like positive reinforcement to something that's negative, right? So let's just take a listen.
Those are the wrong journeys to celebrate, young men. There's no reward for coming home after 30 years. You don't get no care package. You are a failure.
It's facts.
Get out here and help these kids. Now, pay that back forward. You see what I'm saying? That's the reward. I got.
Right. So we heard that, right? Mike Epps said that if you are a man and you've been locked up for like 20 to 30 years, like you ain't getting no care package. You're not getting no type of money. Like you're not getting no barbecue, no party, no celebration. Like what you should be doing is like, since you've been gone for 30 years and the reason that you was there was because of like stuff you was ripping and running through the streets and all this other type of stuff. And now you got other young dudes following directly after you. After you get out, come to these streets and start talking to these young dudes that basically look up to you and idolize you. Fix that situation. And he's right. He's 1,000% right. Like that's nothing to sit up there and try to pedestalize. Like it's crazy. Like it's to the point where it's like this, dog. You got parents out here that will celebrate prison and jailbirds highly and be proud of them. Be like, yeah, you know, such and such is out finally, and rah, rah, rah. They'll really be directly on that type of time. But yet, when you got somebody that goes to school and that graduates, where's that same enthusiasm? Where's that same happiness? Oh, I guess what people are going to say, oh, well, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get good grades. You're supposed to get a degree. You're supposed to do this and that. You're not doing it for nobody else. You're doing it for you. So why should anybody actually, you know, celebrate it? And that. So who did that person go to jail for? Themselves. Why did they go to jail for? Themselves. So because they enabled themselves to go to jail and they decided to do rip around through the streets, we should celebrate and come together that they're free because of their own negative actions that put them in that. Like I said, I get lost even trying to, you know, reiterate what it is that that I initially said. Like I said, it's confusing. So now if anybody knows this person, this is Blueface. Obviously he just got out and he's been away for quite a few years, and he has brand new tattoos directly to match. And we're going to hear what Blueface has to say about the comedian Mike Epps.
Okay, Mike Epps, I ain't gonna lie, when I seen that video saying that,
where's my controller at?
I knew it was gonna be taken wrong, just because, you know, people are living a certain lifestyle, and
it's not working.
I would be equivalent to somebody coming out and saying we shouldn't celebrate somebody who's on stage telling jokes. They should go to school. They should go to school and go to college and be bigger and better. We shouldn't celebrate nobody on stage telling jokes. That's clown shit, no? I could be misconstrued as well, you know, so I think you went left, you know, people's lifestyles.
3, 2, 1,
you know,
go.
You can't really speak on people's lifestyles, man. Anybody coming home, you did things the right way, you kept it solid, should definitely be celebrated. If you can get on stage and tell jokes, no one man has enough power to speak on other lifestyles, you know. However people living, if they keeping it solid to that, I think, Mike Epps, I think you should just stay in your place, brother. You shouldn't even speak on that type of lifestyle because you're not living that type of lifestyle. So, like I said, the best way for me to help you understand is a motherfucker coming out and saying, yo, I don't think we should celebrate comedians. They're like, just tell jokes all day. They're very uneducated. They're very class clowns. You know, they've been a problem in school, so you shouldn't celebrate them because they're funny. You would be offended by that, right? So imagine somebody living a lifestyle that comes with jail, prison, and they come home and they get They should be celebrated because that ultimately what makes them want to be free and do better. So I see where you're coming from, but at the same time, they ain't gonna fuck with that, you know? Real niggas ain't gonna fuck with that game.
What's up, y'all? It's your man Mike Epps, man. I just want to.
So we heard that, right? So this is the one thing I want to just get very clear, because I done had like men over the course of my time doing this one to posture and get up in my comment section and tell me like, yo, man, yo, Seji, you don't know nothing about the politics of the streets. You need to you need to stay out of that and mind your business. You know, you're just a square and all this other type of stuff, and you're just a civilian. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but also inadvertently, whatever y'all got going on is going to affect, quote unquote, the squares, the normal people that make society what it is at this current moment in time. The reason that you can go to these fast food joints, normal people. The reason that you got that cell phone, the computers, the game systems, the TVs, even the house that you got is because normal, average, everyday people that are squares. So those are the people that are affected by your negative behaviors out here when it deals with gang culture and all this other type of stuff. Where y'all sitting up there shooting up blocks, killing families, little babies and kids, ripping and robbing and running through the streets, taking lives unnecessarily. So it's like, it's crazy where, you know, I'll sit up there and see dudes trying to tell people like, yo, man, stay out of, you know, don't sit up there and speak on gang or street stuff because, you know, you ain't really about that. And you don't know nothing about their life. And, you know, you should just like, you know, stay away and like, you don't speak on it at all. But I'm like, at the same time, right, I should basically say like, you should be speaking on quote unquote normal, average, everyday life that everyday normal people live. You're not normal, right? You're a superhero, right? We shouldn't be speaking on superheroes, right? you're in the gang, you got this, y'all be running the streets, y'all run the blocks, y'all own them bad boys, right? Y'all be owning the banks too, and all the restaurants, right? So we shouldn't speak on y'all because y'all basically the mob out here, right? Y'all shouldn't be speaking on normal people. You shouldn't be speaking on normal things. Everything should just be strictly gang culture. I shouldn't be sitting up there seeing y'all play Xbox. I shouldn't be seeing y'all on live trying to gangbang. gang. Like, what are we doing out here? Like, do you understand how crazy that sounds? Where you're trying to tell people that they can only speak within a certain space when it deals with things that inadvertently affects those exact same people. That's some crazy work. That's diabolical. And then you're trying to sit up there and say like, you know, we could also sit up there and say that, you know, we shouldn't celebrate, you know, class clowns, comedians, and this, that, and the third, and all these other comedians are not ripping and running through the streets. They're not in sprinter vans doing drive-bys and doing all this other type of stuff. They're not the ones trying to catch a lick. They're not the ones trying to, you know, rob people for their jewelry and do all this other type of, like, comedians ain't doing that. Comedians are there to sit up there and press the bounds of the boundary of, you know, of comedy, of going or what is going on in society. Comedians have a unique gift where they can turn a very serious topic into something that is funny. You don't see nobody in gangs doing anything close to what comedians are doing. Laughter can actually heal people, right? It can get people through a lot of pain. It can get people through depression. It can get people through a lot of things because you're going to have chemicals. When you're laughing, when you're happy, different chemicals happen. Versus if people see a group of dudes that sound like a gang, you already know what they about. Different chemicals also enters. You got fear, right? You got different negative things that are going to erode away at a person. People start to age faster because now you're in a heightened sense of fear all day long. When you're in that heightened sense of fight or flight every day, all day, it's going to sit up there and age you. It's going to wear and tear directly on your body, even though you ain't really doing nothing. But it's just because you're in that mental state, and whatever your mind frame is basically in, your body is going to reflect that. So again, to try to say that you're trying to do this comparisons to apples and oranges, like, it don't make no sense. Like I said, it's cool. You were offended because you in a gang. All right, I got it. Good. But that comparison, that no, it just wasn't it. Like this, the whole rebuttal that you gave, it just wasn't it. You could have just not said anything. Could have just not said anything. because to my knowledge, at least from the clip that I'm about to play, well, at least the clip that was played earlier, I don't even think he even mentioned Blueface. I'm not even sure if Blueface is even mentioned by name. So it's like it's crazy to me to see people that potentially weren't even mentioned get offended. I'm like, just say that you felt a certain type of way about it because you just recently got out. There was another guy that got out that's been famous for a long time, Max B, and people were waiting for him to get out for the longest time possible. You had fields of rappers sitting up there rapping about him in a variety of lyrics for like close to 10 years. And now he's finally out. Right? But let's go into Mike Epps' apology, then we'll talk about that.
Get on here and clarify and clear a few things up. Number one, about the brothers coming home from prison being celebrated. I've always been a part of reform. I got brothers right now from my hometown that I'm trying to help come home. They've been in prison forever. I think you guys might have misunderstood what I was saying. I might have said it the wrong way, but what I was trying to say is we don't want to send kids mixed messages about coming home from prison, being celebrated, you know, feeling like you got to go to prison and do 30, 40 years to be celebrated. I think you guys misunderstood that, you know, misunderstood what I said. Wasn't saying that it was wrong to be celebrated, but we don't want to send a message to the kids saying prison is great, that you want to go home, go do 30 years and come home. You know, I don't think that's cool. So I'm sorry if anybody took it the wrong way and got offended. I love my brothers. I've been incarcerated myself. I understand what that is, but I might have said it the wrong way, but I mean well. And I love you, brothers. Free my brothers that's coming home. My man Derek, free all the guys that's coming home, man. And about the food stamp thing. The food stamp thing was misunderstood too. What I was saying is that we need to break the cycle of being on food stamps. There's 3 generations of people that have been on food stamps. Of grandmother, mother, and daughter, that's crazy. We gotta do better. We can't think that we need assistance. I know there's some people out there that need assistance. That's well, fine, and understood. But there's people out there taking advantage of the system that's not good. So just want to apologize if I offended anybody. You know I love y'all, man, and keep on doing the right thing. Peace.
So this is where we are, where we have comedians that have to, in a sense, apologize again because they got brands, right? Sponsors, deals, and different things of that nature. Mike Epps, let me just pull on the food stamp thing. He more than likely had to apologize for the food stamps because primarily that dealt with the women. And let me just specifically state the people that probably got offended were more than likely Black women, specifically there. Even though we got stats to basically show who realistically is using food stamps, that's not going to sit up there and stop those who feel offended being offended by what it is that he stated. So he came out and directly apologized specifically for that. Then number 2, we're going directly back to the very first thing, which was Mike Epps. Again, he was stating that, you don't need no celebratory, type of thing when it deals with you coming directly out of prison. You need to, after doing a 20, 30, 15-year stint, you need to come out into these streets and start setting these young boys out here straight. Start fixing the situation of which you created, of which is why it is that you are in prison currently at this moment in time. Right? And then he had to apologize for that because I guess he was getting some type of pressure from that or whatnot or whatever. And you had guys out there getting offended, which again, you shouldn't be offended because you should also understand that what you did and what you went through, you would not want your sons to go through. So if anything, you would actually be championing what Mike Epps actually stated instead of wanting him to come out here and apologize. Like I said, that's some clown work. Like, so now nobody just wants to be accountable for nothing. Like, I ain't never in my life, dog. Like, this is just sad. This is 100% sad on both sides. Like, this dude had to both give an apology both to the men out here. Oh, let me just be specific. He had to give an apology out here to the Black men out here and to the Black women out here. Okay. Like I said, ain't nothing gonna get fixed. Nothing's going to get fixed. Black people can pressure this dude into like an apology, but you can't pressure nobody else though into giving you what it is that you need and want. That's crazy. That's diabolical. So last but not least, and this is going to be a video that is up on the channel at this moment in time that we are going to go directly over. I forgot. Let me just pull this directly forward. Right. Let me just pull this. Hold on. Right. So the guy that you see that you're going to see that's in like the all red, he's a streamer. His name is Plaque Boy Max. And what inevitably ended up happening was that he was going through the streets wherever he was, out there in California, and he was trying to tell people to vote directly for him. He is nominated, for a Grammy because he was working with an artist, and I guess the song blew up and it got, real hot. And this is what took place.
I'm sorry, but I'm from America's Next Top Model, and I don't know who you are, but you're out here talking about black excellence.
Yes.
What are you promoting?
So I'm a streamer, I also make music. I don't know if you know who Fred Again is and Skepta. I have a song nominated for a Grammy with them, Victory Lap.
Really?
Yes. And I am nominated for Streamer of the Year. Music streamer, best stream series, best stream collab.
How do I support you?
Right here, support black business. What's your name?
Should I put you on my stories right
yes,
now?
Yes,
to
you
support
should.
your black business?
100%.
We're here with
Plaque Boy Max. Plaque Boy Max. Y'all know what time it is. All platforms.
all platforms. You
Make
gotta
sure y'all
support
vote.
him.
Oh, upside down. Make sure y'all vote. Vote. Exercise the right MLK fought for. Vote.
Period.
All platforms. Grammys and Streamer of the Year. Let's do it. Come on.
Okay, are you gonna give me a little smooch?
I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't.
You know what?
I can't. I can't. Love though. I'm out. Oh my God. What the fuck just happened?
And you guys were filming stuff.
Right. So you saw that, right? So I want to note that this woman, and she was in America's Next Top Model back in 2005, which puts that lady at the nice age of 40, right? 40 something. Plaque Boy Max is 22. So we notice the age gap specifically there. Just keep that directly in mind. Also keeping in mind that the woman came up to him. He did not come directly up to her. She listed who it is that she was, and she also listed very specifically, like, hey, America's, next top model, and I don't even know who you are, and yada, 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 right? After giving that spill and technically giving a diss at the same time, because you didn't even have to say that you didn't even know who the dude was. Like, realistically, who are you? Nobody of his generations of the 20s even knows who was even a part of America's Next Top Model back in 2005. Like, are we serious? like, yo, you do realize that times have changed. Like, technology itself has changed. So it's like, it's crazy to get directly up here and to act like you're still in that space of like, you could just be like, oh, so you have to know who I am, but I don't know who you are. Wow. The slights that these folks out here decide to sit up there and do, right? So he gives like his whole spiel and everything of that sort. And then she decides, not only did she introduce herself, but then while being filmed, she was like, hey, you're going to give me, like a smooch or whatever it was. He was like, nah, I can't do that. Respectfully, he was like, nah, I can't do that. And he walked off, right? And I want people to understand that from at least what I was able to gather from information online at this moment in time, at least, he has a girlfriend. And I want people to be realistic and honest. If Plaque Boy Max, if a man that is in a relationship with a woman kissed another woman in public, what would everybody sit up there and say? Oh, he's a dog. Oh, that's sitting up there cheating. Why are you sitting up there kissing on other women if you're in a relationship and yada, yada, yada? And how would you feel if your woman sat up there and kissed a man? And right, it would be this whole back and forth. So instead of even dealing with that and going down that route, he saved himself. He's like, nah, I can't sit up there and do it. I'm just going to dip out. And he did that. Right, he did that, right? And he wasn't disrespectful. He was just like, all right, this is a little bit uncomfortable, and I'm out. I just wanted to promote, and I didn't want no more, no less, and this just made it weird for me, right? So now let's go into this 40-year-old woman's response to a 22-year-old, and again, I'm going to stress, she is 40 years old, 40 years old, and this is her response to a 22-year-old.
Obnoxiously with every single person who recognized him. I don't even know this guy. I literally am running an empire right now and have no clue who I don't have X and don't even have the time to log in and sign up. So
I walked up to you after his little outburst. He probably don't even date black women. But I said to you guys very clearly, please don't use that footage. And I don't know what collegiate level you guys are at, if you guys went to college or whatever. But I asked you not to use that footage. Not only did you use the footage, but out of everybody there, you talked to a lot of people. We heard you a mile away. That was the only footage that you used. And I verbally told you not to use it. I have so many things going on right now that I don't have time to take you to court, but I dare you. I dare you to try me, because now you are taking up my time. This 3 minutes that it's taken to post this, I could have been making money. So
we heard that, right? And the one part I want people to pay very close attention to is the fact that out of all of these whole situations, she feels as 40 years old, at her ripe age, at her wise age of being 40, she felt as though that she is at the top of her game. She looks the way that she does, and that no man can resist or turn her down. A 22-year-old turned her down and basically walked away. She got embarrassed, and now she feels the need to talk about, I'm potentially going to sit up there and sue you. Sue him for what? Because you're embarrassed? You can basically be his mom. Like, what are we talking about here? He's 20, you're 40. You can basically be his mom, or in some rare instances, you could potentially be his grandmother. What are we talking about here? Just say that you can't take rejection. Just say that you could not sit up there and take rejection from that 22-year-old. You felt embarrassed because you had your two girlfriends or whatever, directly behind you, and you had to sit up there and try to save face somehow in some way. And we're going to get into how it is that she tried to sit up there and save face after this next video. Because like I said before, the games that she's playing at the age of 40 don't even make any type of sense. And again, she made underhanded comments, doesn't even know who you are. This little comment, I don't even use X or whatever this is. And like I told people before, if you're on social media, you're running this empire, you're trying to create a presence everywhere, you're going to use every single social media platform known to man in order to monetize and get whatever gains that you could potentially sit up and gain, no matter how big, small, or medium it is directly out here. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And then on top of that, Blackboy Max is not like just X. Like, everything that he does is specifically on Twitch. Like what are we talking about? You're talking about running an empire, and it seems like you don't even really know that much about social media. So much for running an empire. Like, that makes no sense. I'm not sure how you're running anything when you're not even really using the main sources to generate as much eyes as you can possibly get onto whatever it is that you're building and or doing. Let's continue.
Your new fame, his Instagram, I don't even know who gave him the idea. Do you know the connotation behind the word plaque? And I don't know if this is maybe a different kind of plaque that you're talking about. Maybe it's a different one. But the first thing I thought of, because I don't think he has any real plaques, was plaque on your teeth. Okay. You maybe want to understand the connotation and the vibration that certain words carry through society. I don't give a damn about who you think you are or any of your followers. But he walked away from me so disrespectfully. And it doesn't matter about America's Next Top Model. You don't ever depart from a real woman in that nature. Ever. What? You played yourself. And good luck with that Grammy. Good luck. I really genuinely hope you get it. Because that's probably going to be the height of everything that you get. But that's none of my business. It's between you and God.
So I want to note, this woman doesn't know the strength and the power of these young guys out here on social media. I'm talking about, you got multi-million or billion, in some instances billion-dollar industries banging on the door of these young social media guys, trying to get their products, trying to, get them to sponsor their product. Like, they're trying to, a lot of these businesses are trying to do a lot of things. They're not running and chasing you down, man. These dudes are getting consistent views, like 30, 40, 100, millions of people sitting up there watching them. You're talking about that's going to be the height of, no, like, these young dudes out here that's on social media, that's streamers, they are the wave of the culture at this current moment in time. You are not. You are yesteryear. Like how they used to call the man of yesterday, not the man of tomorrow. How they used to say that for Superman. Yes, you are the woman of yesterday. You are the celebrity of yesterday. Nobody of this generation knows who it is that you are. They probably don't even know what America's Next Top Model is. Like, ma'am, that was 2005. You are living in the past. Like, get together. Like I said, this is what ego looks like. And then you still want to go through and make a second video and you taking slights at this dude. Good luck on that Grammy and his little this and all these other. I thought about plaque on the cheek. Really? You're corny. You're being corny. You're being corny. Not enough people actually call women corny. This woman is corny. Really? That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Like you being childish on social at your ripe age of 40. You're being this childish on social media because this young dude rejected you because he has a girlfriend. And people say that men have pride and ego issues. This is what it looks like when women get rejected. This is what that looks like. Like I said, when men get rejected, it's not the end of the world. It's just a Tuesday. When women get rejected, that's like 50 years. They're going to be feeling that for 50 years. Like I said, for men, it's just a Tuesday. We've been going through rejection our whole lives. It's just nature. We're used to it. Women are not. Women are not. And obviously, you see somebody that was a top model and this, that, and the third, used to, being the attention of every room of every single guy that she basically saw. And da, da, da. She's still living in that fantasy. That is not the reality of today, man. How you basically look, there are tons of young women directly out here, a dime a dozen. Like I said, maybe back in like 05, all right, you got it. Now, no. People don't realize how evolution happens, how times basically changed, how what was rare at maybe one point in time is everywhere at this moment in time. It's crazy work. But now this is where we're going to peel back the video, and I want to show you how childish this is. This is why I sit up there and try to tell people that beauty is not everything. Because listen, now we heard both of the videos and how it is that she wanted to speak on Playboy Max, right? Let's look at what she said after the initial encounter when he turned her down from that kiss.
I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't.
You know what? I respect
I
it.
can't.
Goodbye, sir. I wish him the best. The gag is that I wasn't even going to allow him to. Now the question is, do we post it on the gram? Nah.
Let me go back real quick.
I wasn't even going to allow him to. Now the question is, do we post it on the gram?
And then this one right here with the glasses, you heard her very loudly in the background. She was like, and the gag is when the top model, when the top model was speaking, was like, the gag is I wasn't even going to allow him to kiss me. And then the one in the glasses in the background, right? What are you writing for? What are you even co-signing directly on at this moment in time? Like, what are you doing? What are you simmer down and stay directly in the background? And this is the other thing that I want to sit up there and let a lot of women directly out there know, how y'all don't realize that a lot of y'all enemies are directly amongst you. I want you to notice the looks of all of the women that are directly here. Notice who is at the front of the camera and who more than likely gets the most attention when they are out. And then pay attention to the others. A lot of women don't realize that women like this will have other women that cannot compete in looks with them so that they look better, so that they look more attractive. Your own friends, for the women out there, your own friends, or even in some instances, your family will sit up there and play you directly in front of your face and you won't even know it. So again, while a lot of people want to sit up there and focus and talk about men all the time, women, y'all need to start talking about this. And how a lot of y'all, your girlfriends out here be sitting up there playing you. And it's like some of y'all actually know what time it is, but y'all don't really want to sit up there and call it out because, you don't want to be by yourself. You don't just want to, sit there and have to just like, probably build or do some internal work and all this other type of stuff. So you would rather just like sit there in this. Because like somebody got to explain it to me. Somebody explain it to me. Why is it that whenever there's groups like this, you always see the most quote unquote beautiful woman directly out there, and then the friends are not matching? Shouldn't it be equal straight across the board? Isn't that how that's supposed to sit up there and work? Or at least it should. But yet, a lot of times, like I said before, I done seen girls go out, and it don't be like that. They'll make sure to have those in the group, or at least that one in the group, that makes every other girl look more attractive. Like I said, for a lot of women out here, y'all be playing yourselves, and y'all be allowing yourselves to get played. But like she said before, the gag was that she, as a 40-year-old woman, she was asking for the kiss, but she wasn't really going to allow the 20-year-old to kiss her. Okay, dog, you got it. You got it. You got it. All right, man. Let's see how long during the future. Let's see you in 2050. Let's see if you're going to be able to still play these games with guys who are in their 20s. Let's see if you're still going to be able to play these games here. By the time, like I said, 2030, 2050, I'm not even going to go to 2040, 2050. Nobody's going to know who you are. You're not going to be able to pull this exact same thing. You're not going to be able to talk the exact same way as you sitting up here talking right now. Like I said, you're blessed that you have the looks that you do at this current moment in time. You are blessed. Right? But don't mistreat that blessing. Don't mistreat that blessing by having an ugly attitude. Because like I said, when women who look like this have an ugly attitude, it brings everything down. You can potentially be like an 8, 9, or a 10, but the moment that you start talking like this, dog, you're a 2, you're a 3. Like I said, don't nobody like I said, women don't understand, dog. Women do not understand. Like, that is crazy to me. That is diabolical. Diabolical. But like I said, man, I try to point out a lot of things out here to inform a lot of women on how they be getting played, what the game actually is, but people choose not to sit up there and listen. And I would really love it for some of those divestors in the comment section that really want to sit up there and be talking that black women girl power. I would love for y'all to sit up there and start chiming in instead of staying in the damn background. I would love for you to pull up to the scene and talk about this, but you're not. Because you know what time it is. You know what your friend group looks like. And you know more than likely where you fit specifically in that friend group. So you're not going to say nothing. You're just going to shut up and stay directly in the background like you normally do. Crazy work. But yet you want to talk about black female excellence, black women are beautiful, and this, that, and the third, but yet there are tier systems. There are tier levels directly for this. There are certain difficulty settings which you cannot sit up there and bypass no matter how much makeup or what type of surgeries you do. But like I said, people don't want to live in reality. People don't want to have that real conversation. Because just like how this woman here who has the looks that she has, she can't take rejection. A lot of women out here can't sit up there and take facts and the truth when it deals with optics like this. But like I said, I'm the villain at the end of the day. So I guess that's my job to relay this type of information because I'm going to be hated irregardless. I'm going to be hated irregardless, you know. Now, the other video I want to bring directly up to you. And before I put this up there, I want to sit up there and state YouTube, I did edit this video because for whatever reason, y'all wanted to find a problem with the initial video. So I did edit that. I'm just going to make sure. I'm just going to make sure I got the right one here because I ain't trying to deal with no other mishaps, you know, and things of the nature. Let me go through and find it again. Whoa, wait, I think I edit the video through CapCut, didn't I? No, I use CapCut. I use the other, what's the name? Let me just see real quick. Let me just make sure. Is that the one? Let me see real quick. As long as it fades. Okay, yeah. Okay, all right. So again, shout out to the people who would have potentially seen this video. We weren't able to exactly post the video. My bad. I'm sitting up here trying to get rid of some stuff directly up here. I wasn't able to specifically post the video due to the fact of that there were some issues specifically there, realistically, comparison to a lot of the other media that is on YouTube. I'm not sure how YouTube even have a problem directly with the video, but so be it, right? So I edited the video and this is going to talk about something very specific that it seems as though, let me just make sure this is the right one, because again, I don't want to mess up. Let me just make sure it fades. Then he's right there, fades. All right. So in the video that you're going to see, it has to do with the singer Mario, right? And what initially happened in the video, I'm just going to, let it play. I'm probably going to replay it time and time again. What inevitably ended up happening was that there was a woman specifically in the crowd that decided that when Mario got closer to the stage, that she wanted to touch him directly on his pants. Right. And this is where the video fades. And you see Mario during mid performance, he's looking down at the woman and trying to tell her, like, yo, stop that. Like, you don't do that. Right. Because if that was, let's say, like a Meg Thee Stallion, a Cardi B, or something like that, all women around the world, including some dudes, would have lost their mind. They would have been, everybody would have been trying to see that guy. They would have tried to find out who that man is and all this other type of stuff. And I want to note that the woman, I can't even show you a picture of like the hand. I would have to like do some real editing directly on that. That woman with the hand that she got, you can clearly see that she's married. She has a very nice wedding ring directly on, and she decided that she wanted to touch another male that she does not know, not in a relationship with, not engaged to, don't have kids with, not living with, and not married to. She decided that she wanted to touch a whole complete strange male on his pants. And this is why I sit up there and say that I can't take women serious when it deals with the whole thing of women wanting to say that, oh, you guys don't know that no means no. Y'all don't know the personal space and this, that, and the third. You know how many male celebrities have been fondled and touched by women while they're doing performances? And it's like, keep your hands to yourself. But a lot of guys, they can't sit up there and say nothing because they'll be deemed to be gay or not liking women. And that'll come from both sides. You have a lot of dudes, man, what type of man out here don't want, women just randomly touching on them and all this other type of stuff. It must be something, real suspect about you, man. Just come out and say specifically what it is. And then you'll have the women sit up there and say like, oh, you don't want me touching you? You must be gay. You must not like women. You must be on the down low. You must be this. You must be that. Just come out and be your true self. Ma'am, it don't got nothing to do with that. Don't be putting your dirty hands directly on people. And then on top of that, ma'am, you're married. What is wrong with you? How are you whole married at a concert, acting like a single woman, doing what single women normally do? Like, this is what I be talking about. Like, you got a lot of birds out here who are married, and y'all still birds. You are for the streets. And just like I said specifically in that video, I don't know who this woman is. But if social media finds out who this woman is, I want this video given directly to the husband, and I want him to get a divorce immediately. There is nobody can give me or make an excuse on why a married woman is sitting up there touching a random man on his pants. Like, dog, you don't do that. And I'm trying to be as, not specific, but specific at the same time, right? Like, she touched a very certain area. Like, you can see out of the whole crowd that was there, you can clearly see her hand and what it is that she was reaching for. You would have thought that she was trying to like reach for and cover the sun, because that's exactly what she was doing. And I'm like, for you to be that comfortable and do that as a married woman lets me know that that's something that you do automatically every day. Like that is just within you to sit up there and do. If you find a dude attractive and you want that dude, you're going to be sitting up there doing that. So I'm like, why did you even get married? Like I said, nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about a lot of these birds out here getting married to still be birds and still be doing bird things. Like that's wild to me. And people got the nerve to sit up there and try to talk about men in marriage. Huh? Like, dog, for any women out there that sit up there and do that, I want y'all to know that y'all weird. The same way that y'all would not want a strange man sitting up there touching on you or caressing you, quote unquote, violating you, that exact same thing that you talk about, you should have that exact same mind frame when it deals with men. You don't know that man. He didn't consent to it. He didn't ask you to. Don't do it. Like I said, it's crazy. And it's even more crazier that men are shamed from both sides, especially if you're a black man, shame from both sides for basically speaking out about this. That's some crazy work. That is some crazy work. Diabolical. Somebody said, so fine girls can't have less attractive friends. Let me make you understand something yet again. You have women out here that know that they are attractive. They don't need no type of help in elevating that attractiveness. But to seem even more attractive, they will have less attractive friends. What about that do you not understand? What about that do you not understand? It's just like how you got some rich folks out here that got quote unquote friends that don't got nothing, but they basically carry them along so that when conversations come up and the friends want to sit up there and speak on something, they really can't because they don't got nothing. This is when that person be like, oh, well, I know they've never went anywhere, but I've gone to, Morocco. I've gone around the world. I know these celebrities, I just got, $50 million, dollar deal, directly, in the bank. And right. It's the exact same thing where you got these folks who know that somebody has less or is less than in comparison, and they want to use them in order to further elevate themselves to sit up there and show how much of a difference it is between them and other people. But you're making it seem like I'm saying something weird. This is what I be talking about. This is this is what I be talking about. When you call stuff out, people want to still sit up there and deny and defend the foolishness. That's some crazy work. That is right there. Let me just sit up there and tell you.
Nah.
Me?
Goodbyes.
That's weird to sit up there and defend that type of behavior. Like I said, I seen this through high school, through colleges, and all this other type of stuff. Like, no, we're not sitting up there doing that. We're not doing it. Like I said, stuff like that should have been called out a long time ago. This is why stuff like this is able to sit up there and still go down, because you got other people that will enable the foolishness versus actually calling it out. Like I said, and I done sat up there and seen women, who look like the model. Now note, the top model is directly on the right. She's at the front. Her friends are in the background, right? I done seen women that look like her will go out with their girlfriends, and their girlfriends are not dressed to the nine. They're not dressed to the T. They're not looking to the best of their capabilities. You understand what I'm saying? So the friend that can afford it, the friend that looks a certain type of way, she will carry those women along that's looking, half at their best or whatever it is, in order to elevate what it is that they are, so that when the men see them, they'll look at the friends and be like, oh no, I don't want the friends, but oh, you? It's like, yo, you coming out here dressed. It's like, yo, your makeup, your hair is on point. You looking beautiful. You in shape. You this, you that. And the friends are just in the background with drinks. And you know what the friends are doing? Yeah, that's my girl. You go, girl. Da 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 da. What? It's like, no, you're getting clowned. You're being used. You're being used. You're being used. And it's like, she don't even, like I said, women like her don't even need to do it. They can just step outside and birds are singing. Other people out here got to sit up there and actually they got to put in some effort. They got to put in some work in order to get to their true self, to get to that final destination where they can show the world what they have on the inside and match that on the outside. It takes a lot of work. A lot of people, you got some people who are lucky to be born like this. But again, a lot of women who are born like the one that you see directly dead in the front, their personalities and attitudes are disgusting. So like I said, and this is me trying to convey two things to two different demographics. So to the women out here, stop being played by your female attractive friends, because that's all they doing. They're playing you at the end of the day. So it might be that you don't have a friendship with this person no more. It be like that. Find some new friends or stay directly to yourself and build yourself up. Be the person that you are on the inside. Showcase that. Do the work that you need to sit up there and do. You don't need to hang around this person in order to sit up there and get leftovers. Like, yo, stand directly 10 toes down as the woman that you are and sit up there and work for whatever it is that you want, so that you can actually attract the man that you want, instead of trying to be by in proxy of that woman and trying to then within that orbit try to, get a guy directly into your orbit. No, that's not gonna last for long because it's not genuine. Like I said, you can't do the same thing that guys do. It's not gonna work like that. Guys can sit up there and do that, yeah, because there's a goal there. There's only one goal. When it deals with women, a lot of y'all sit up there and do this because y'all genuinely, y'all do actually want to be deemed to be attractive. So by proxy, you're going to connect yourself with somebody who is attractive because you want to be directly in that place instead of where it is that you are. Because if you are actually happy and you valued and respected yourself, you wouldn't need to hang around with somebody that's quote unquote a 9 or a 10. You'll be hanging around your own folks. You'll be hanging around people directly at your own level, looking your best. And people be like, yo, what? Like, yo, you're actually like a beautiful person. Like, yo, you look great. It's like, yo, your personality is like 10. Right? It would be that type of thing. But like I said, too many women out here don't want to stand by themselves because they're afraid to. Just like a lot of women are afraid of rejection, a lot of women are afraid to actually stand directly by themselves. Like I said, that's crazy to me, man. That is diabolical. Diabolical. You said, I see what you mean, I think. Okay. You also said exactly mutual using. I mean, I'm not going to consider that mutual in a sense. I would more so in line put that as like parasitic. It would be, more so, parasitic in nature because the one that is there doesn't actually need you in order to sustain life, but they're using whatever it is that you have in order to elevate them and to make sure that they stay at top. Because like I said before, a lot of women got to understand, like women that look like her, they don't really do nothing to elevate their friends. They don't really do nothing to elevate their friends to put them into the exact same areas where the greatest of greatest men are. They're not trying to elevate them by pushing up their education or affording their education for them or starting up a business for them or putting them on some type of beauty or gym regimen. They're not doing any of that. They make sure to tell them what, oh, girl, you're beautiful. You're beautiful just the way that you are. Don't change for nobody. Don't change for no man. Don't allow nobody to sit up there and tell you that you're no. That's them telling you that you are good where you are and I don't need you to move. Because if you are to potentially move, now it's going to be a problem because I'm not going to get the attention that I normally get from men. I'm not looking for attention, so I'm going to keep you here and I'm going to say these niceties in order to keep you here, in order to make you think that I actually care about you. And it's crazy, like as a guy, I can look at when women say this stuff and I can see it. And I'm still trying to fathom, I'm still trying to understand how it is that a lot of women don't see this. Because when it deals with male groups, guys don't do this. It's like, yo, all right. A lot of guys live in reality. It's like, yo, if one of our friends is basically like the most attractive guy, he always gets women. It's like, all right, we all about to sit up there and like get dressed. We about to go. It's like, yo, we do all types of we're not allowing any of the guys to walk out half-assed. It's like, yo, you need a belt, we got you. You need some matching socks, we got you. You need a tie, got you. You need a blazer, got you. You need a quick lineup real quick. Let me call somebody so we can sit up there and get that done. You need some clone. We're going to whatever we got to work with. We're going to sit up there and work with that and add some more layers directly on that. Like I said, that's how we work. And if one of the dudes is getting attention, he'll sit up there and bring over other girls for the other guys. But like, hey, girl that's after met, she got, a group of female friends, and these are, her female friends. These are my guys, and yada, yada, yada. And then that guy will sit up there and be talking great game about each one of those guys. Right? That's how guys move. Like I said, because I've been there. That is how guys move. Women don't move like that. That's all I'm saying. I've watched this stuff happen. It don't matter if it's from like a middle school standpoint, high school standpoint, college standpoint, real life standpoint. It's the exact same thing. And it's rinse, wash, and repeat. And I'm like, how do y'all not see that you're being played by quote unquote your sisters? And you consider them your best friends. Those are realistically your enemies. Any woman that's willing to sit up there and play you like that out there in the open, you need to run quick, fast, in a hurry. But like I said, that a lot of people got to come to a realization. And they got to be specifically honest with themselves and actually live in reality instead of whatever falsehoods or false narrative that they spun directly for themselves. Because a lot of people would rather believe and have more faith in a lie versus the truth and reality. So, like I said, the villain is trying to give information. And the thing I've noticed about a lot of stories when it deals with villains is that a lot of those villains will actually tell a lot of great truth. A lot of great truth, and a lot of heroes can't actually deal with it. They don't know how to bear with it because it breaks the reality that they are specifically in. But, it'd be like that, though. It be like that. D Money said, nah, the friends be blocking hard, so you got to get one of your homies to run interference. I mean, that's true. That's true. And the one that would be blocking real hard is the one in the glasses. The one in the glasses to the far left, she would be the main one blocking any and all things. Like, no, she's not interested. No, she's not this, she's not that. I'm telling you, I'd have seen this before. I'm like, dog, why? Why are you doing this? I'm like, why are you doing this? Because I'm like, wouldn't nobody be blocking if somebody was interested in you? No, nobody would be trying to do that. So why are you trying to bodyguard for other? I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like I said, a lot of single women will enable and leave other single women single. Like I said, it'd be like that. D Money said, take one for the team so I can run this ISO on Shorty. Volvo said exactly. Yeah, I read that one. Yeah. Yo, what is up, Tippy? Tippy said, sorry, I'm late. I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Where do I go to sell gold for money? LOL. Gold for money. They should. I think I remember like a shop in Valentine. I think it was. I was out on the run, so I think I might be in like New Orleans or something like that. Because there were some crimes I committed and I never came back to that game because I was getting chased and I was wanted. So I had to jump a train and jump town real quick. But yeah, and usually in some of the towns you can go to and you'll find some shops where you can sell some stuff. You got to look for them though, because there'd be like a lot of small shops. Usually when you walk around, they should start highlighting stuff on the map and let you know where the specific areas are once you start exploring a little bit more. D Money said, your friends get with my friends and we can all be friends. That's facts. That is bars. That is bars. That is symbiotic in nature, how everybody gets something out of it at the end of the day. That's how life is supposed to work. That's how life is supposed to work. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That is pretty much it. I think that's all I actually wanted to cover. I feel like I might have went a little bit more directly in there. What did Gail say? Gail says you never misses a chance to post a doppelganger. What you talking about, Gail? Oh, wait, are you talking about the community post that I made? I think you might be talking about the community post. Wait, let me see this real quick. Let me go to. Let me see. Let me go to post real quick. I actually got some comments on there as well too. I didn't even check those. As a matter of fact, let me see if we got any held comments. Yeah. We got a few direct. Also, shout out to anybody who responded to the community post. I think we got about like 23 comments directly on there. So if you go to the channel, you can see some of the community posts that I've made. Shout out to those folks. Let me see what we got. Large card targeting audience. Because let me show y'all the community post before I go. So this was it a gift or was it an image? I think that'll be classified as a video, correct? Let me see. I'm trying to find it. Yeah. So this is one of the ones that I was trying to tell people about before. So you see this person right here, right? So as a community post basically stated, let me go back and read it. I actually got to click on the post to go to it. So originally in the post, I stated that all you have to do is say something negative about black men and the world will love you. Number one, a nice amount of hate is coming from non-black American sources. Number two, making money from negative media and black American women. Number three, all to cause / keep a deep divide between black American men and women. And like I said, it's crazy. It is diabolical how these things be working. And again, as the villain, I'm trying to put information directly out there so that a lot of black women are not caught up in thinking that these people have the best interest for them, because they're trying to leave you destitute, alone, and single, with a single independent ideology mind frame based in feminism, while they themselves go out there and find men of whatever community that they are interested in, or specifically their own, and get married, procreate, have children, and build things up. And then at the same time, these same women who want to make content like this, in order to get the eyes and the monies of black women, these are the same ones who are the ops, right? Who are the ones that don't love or like black women at all. And as I've covered before, these are actually the same types of people that get online. And I've covered a video on a live stream before where they were like, African women stated that they are better and more educated than black American women. So, like I said before, it's crazy all over the place how you have a lot of black women allowing themselves to be played in one place or another. So as a villain, I'm just trying to inform people. Like I said, you can hate me all you want to. You can not like, the content and all these other types of things, but it is what it is. Face facts and fight that reality, not me. Let me see. Nothing you said. Counter my comment. I'm telling, but it's the target audience. American black women who respond and support this. Hate no longer. Can we see African women and American black women as that different? I'm sitting up here going through some of the comments. Somebody said, wow, somebody's wasting their own time. Look these four women. Screen name. Yep. Somebody said, oh, what was it? Miss Callahan? Yo, had Miss Callahan in here, said, love the new feature. They can't hide anymore. That's facts. That is facts. That is facts. Not like us. Yo, what is up? Not like us. She said in the comment section, I've been saying that the gender wars are nothing but immigrants cosplaying as black Americans. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it's a lot of ops, directly out there. And they'll do any and everything in order to do what it is that they want to do. Tippy said, I just left Valentine, maybe Saint Denis. I'm not sure if I made it to Saint Denis, but it's possible. Maybe. Tippy said, I just got here. What I missed? You missed everything, Tippy. You missed everything. We was going for about a good 2 hours and 38 minutes. You might have to just put it on replay and listen to the sound while you play Red Dead. Gail said the girl in the glasses. Wow, Gail, diabolical. That's crazy. You said that you just took off the screen. Man, she ain't nowhere. Gail, that's cold-blooded. We ain't nowhere close. Gail trying to play me. That's some diabolical. It be your own people. Let me tell you, it be your own people directly out here. Man, I tell you. Gil does this to me for like the last, 5 to 6 years? Every year. Let me tell you. First, it was the dude from what was it, Belly or whatever it was, the dude with the wig on, sitting up there eating fruits, and now it's this. That's some crazy work. That is some diabolical work. Every single time. I know Gail is sitting up there cracking up at home. But I think, let me see, have I heard Gail laugh? I think I did hear Gail laugh before. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I forgot. It's been a while. But yep. Yes, indeed. But yeah, that's pretty much it, though. Let me know what y'all think about this live stream in the comment description. Shay was like, "Yo, don't bully our husband." Oh my goodness. It's why I know I couldn't take y'all nowhere. Because it would always be something. I swear to goodness. It would always be something. Can't take people nowhere. Gail said, peace and love. This woman here. But yeah, y'all go have fun out there. Shout out to any and everybody on both platforms that came directly through to the live stream to see what was going on, what it was specifically about. Shout out to any and all of my moderators directly here for everything that y'all do, both seen, and unseen. Shout out to anybody who has donated directly to the stream. Shout out to Officer Haku for pulling directly up. Shout out to any of the members that we have. I think we just had somebody that actually just I guess you could say subbed up. I guess that would be the term, or remembered up. I'm not sure. I'll figure it out. But shout out for becoming a member again. Much love, respect, and appreciation. And shout out to any and everybody that is pulled directly through to donate a variety of other ways as well too. And also shout out to any and all of the patrons that are a part of the platform as well. Much love, respect, and appreciation. And I wouldn't be able to do the things that I do without you guys. And thank y'all for being with me for the long haul, because we got many more years to go and many more topics and evolutions that will sit up there and take place, directly on this platform. Sham said, eat well and stay safe. Tippy said, thank you. D Money said, I'm going to cry on stream. This man right here. This man is diabolical. Crazy work out here. But yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next live stream or video. Actually, I will have a video posted for you guys. I'm just going to let this upload so that the live stream doesn't go above the video that I post. Like I said, YouTube in the background is weird. So we'll have that posted. And yeah, peace out.